Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's the Wrestling Classic back here with the D-Law live from the Vibe, the TWC show, episode 12. We're going to talk all about the good, the bad, and the ugly because this was an interesting week compared to last week, man. But before we get there, we're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to talk about Raw. We'll talk about Smackdown debuting on Fox. Of course, week 2 of NXT vs. AEW, as well as Hell in the Cell. Those, once again, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because some stuff was good. Some stuff was really good. Some stuff was bad, but, you know, it was okay, but it was just bad. And some stuff caused an uproar. I can't even speak English.
I was going to say, you know what's really good? Your opening, you didn't mispronounce anything, and then you went and did it.
Yeah.
I was gonna start the show by saying something so nice to you. I was going to be like, no, the best thing of the week is that opening. Killer opening, and then uproar.
The uproar, I can't even say the word, but you know what I mean.
The one time I was planning a compliment to you.
But you know what I mean? Like, the way that the fans reacted to one thing that happened at Hell in the Cell, which was a huge topic.
I mean, well-deserved, man.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you weren't irritated.
Oh, definitely was irritated, but we'll jump all into that. But before we jump into that, I just want to give a quick couple of shout-outs, just get it out of the way, and it was a really good week for me because of these people. First things first, I want to give a huge shout-out to the Swings and Misses podcast, the gang on Swings and Misses. They let me ask a question to Chris Jericho. I delivered that question to them very late in the day, but she still made it happen. I tried calling the phone lines, and it was the voicemail box was full, so I almost didn't have the opportunity to do so.
Who's she?
Jennifer Decker. So shout out to Jennifer Decker, Cody Decker, and Eddie Pence for letting me ask Chris Jericho a question. I asked him a question that I tried to keep it professional, tried to talk about full gear and stuff. I didn't want to dig in deep on anything crazy, and I asked him if he's going to have anybody in his corner or some backup plan for when he faces Cody Rhodes, because we know Cody Rhodes always has somebody in his corner. And I also want to bring up Ralphus, which luckily Jennifer brought it up last minute. And yeah, man. What
was his answer? After I saw how garbage the question was, I kind of just turned the video off.
It wasn't a garbage question. It was a professional question.
It's professionally nerdy.
Yeah, because I wasn't trying to ask anything. I wasn't trying to grab a headline. I'm like,
hey there, Mr. Ayatollah, who are you going to have in your corner at full gear?
I'm like, what am I going to ask
Can
him?
I call you Mr. Ayatollah?
I didn't want to ask him anything that was going to be okay, now I'm trying to make him trash the WWE, or I'm going to make him do that, or, I don't want to make him seem I just want to ask him something that's going to help maybe progress storylines and just be kind of simple and whatnot. And where's Ralphus?
I think your question was kind of answered on Wednesday, though, eh?
Exactly, and I think he hinted at it because the way he answered the question was, if you saw last week's episode, there was a little kind of alliance that formed at the end of the night, and he brought up how he was the one that pitched bringing Sammy Guevara to AEW. He saw him at the NWA 70th anniversary show or whatnot, and said he wanted Sammy Guevara to come in there, and how Jake Hager, was formerly known as Jack Swagger, was someone that he saw a lot of potential in even back then, and now he's in AEW. And so he kind of answered the question, giving us a little bit of a...
Yeah, I remember Jake was on Jericho's podcast. It seemed like they got along real well.
Yeah.
And it made even Jake come off as a lot cooler guy than WWE ever made him look.
No, for sure. And he so far has seemed like a bigger deal than he ever really did in the WWE from my time watching.
So basically, I should have stuck around for the video because that actually ends up not being too garbage of a question.
Yeah, and then I stand corrected. And then Jennifer Decker brings up the Ralphus thing. Why am I stuttering? I have no idea.
I was gonna let it go, man. You brought it up.
Obviously I'm my biggest critic. But anyways,
I'm trying to be nice.
Jennifer Decker brought up the Ralphus thing, and he talked about how he hasn't seen Ralphus in so long either, and was trying to find him for his podcast. And
yeah,
all I want to say about that is, I don't think anybody knows what Ralphus is. He hasn't been at any conventions or signings or anything. All I'm saying is I hope he's alive and healthy.
Jericho's mentioned on his podcast a few times that he's like, yo, I would love to know where this guy is.
I've heard him say it, but I thought maybe by now he figured it out. But
where's Ralphus?
Where is Ralphus?
I think that hashtag was a thing for a week or something.
Anybody knows, bring him out, man, because he clearly left an impression on all of us.
Yeah, he was great.
That was a great Jericho period, too.
Yeah, it really was. That's when I started to become a big fan.
Yeah, but I really just want to quickly say thanks to all of the people at the Swings and Misses podcast. Check them out on iTunes and all the places you can listen to podcasts. And I really appreciate them doing that, man. I got to ask Jericho a question. And now that I got the first one out of the way, if they ever let me ask someone a question again, maybe I'll dig a little deeper. I just want to make sure I didn't sound like a mark. Other than that, I also want to give a huge shout out to someone who's probably never going to listen to this show, Carmella. She told me months ago when I saw her at Monday Night Raw that the TWC sweater that I gave her was going to show up on Total Divas, and she wore it on there and whatnot. And I thought, okay, maybe it's going to be one of those situations where it's quickly showing them backstage getting their makeup done and just walking, and the sweater's going to pop up. Or maybe it was going to get edited out. I'm like, Total Divas is a reality TV show. It gets heavily edited, whatnot. But she wore it in a very pivotal moment of the show where she made the first reference to her dating Corey Graves when she broke the news to Sonya Deville, and it was in there for a whole segment, and I was like, yo, that's super cool. And I woke up.
I can't believe you didn't message me bragging me. This is the first time hearing about this.
Oh, you didn't know?
I'm surprised you didn't message me bragging about it.
I posted about it. I was going hype.
I don't go on Instagram.
I might have tweeted it out too. So basically, for a whole scene, she's rocking the wrestling sweater.
I would have been genuinely excited for you. Why did you say nothing?
I thought you knew.
How would I know that? I don't watch Total Divas, man. Give me a break. I barely want to watch Raw.
So basically what happens, I didn't know either, because obviously Total Divas comes on Wednesdays for us in Canada. And it airs on Tuesdays. And I like Tuesday night, like my DM started getting flooded with everyone sending me screenshots and stuff.
Which logo was it? Donut the Globe?
Both, because I gave her a crop top hoodie.
Yeah.
So on the back has the OG logo.
Right.
And on the front has the globe.
Yeah.
So when she's opening the door, you see the back of the hoodie, and then when she's sitting down, you can see the logo. And
that's awesome.
I'm like, that's so cool, because obviously, and that just like I'm such a big Carmella fan. I think she's a great person, and she's funny and entertaining on television as well.
Mm-hmm.
So for her to do that, that's super cool. I gave her that hoodie. I didn't expect her to take pictures or anything. It was just kind of like a fan thing. And not only did she take a picture in it once, she wore it on an episode of Total Divas.
And you know what, though? The stuff you put out's super comfortable.
Yeah.
So I don't really blame her.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
I'm due for a new shirt.
They're coming, don't worry. And anybody else that wants a new shirt, twcshop.com. But honestly, shout out to Carmella, because I've given shirts to a ton of wrestlers and stuff. It's just my own little propaganda of trying to get shirts on wrestlers and stuff.
It's good promotion, man.
And a lot of them have shown love when it comes to Jinder and Sheamus, and Sasha wore hers like once, but I think wearing it on Total Divas, it's a pretty big deal, man, on the E Network. And the fact that she said that she did that a couple of months ago, I was expecting it, but I still got really shocked when I saw it. I got really excited.
I would have been pumped.
I definitely will show you that after. I'm surprised I didn't show you that.
Yeah, that's usually you would. I'm surprised you texted me. Didn't text me before the commercial was over.
I know. I'm a working man now. I don't know. My mind's all over the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the two people I just really quickly I wanted to get that out of the way.
Yeah, of course.
Because those are big things that happened for me this week and for the Wrestling Classic and our entire family. I really stressed on the post, anytime something cool happens for me, it happens for all of us, because I wouldn't have any of these opportunities if everybody didn't support and follow the page. And we're like a big wrestling family, man. Whether we argue, agree to disagree, argue on this show, off the show, in comments on my page, it's all we're all passionate, and we all love one thing: is professional wrestling.
I saw something. I clicked one of your posts on Twitter because I actually wanted to see it.
Yeah,
and one of the first comments was somebody bitching and moaning that you were like, what did everybody think of AEW? And it's just like, dude, you made the same post about Raw.
Yeah, so can we talk about
that? I never go on your page, and that's the one thing I saw, and I'm just like, this guy's a douche, man. Yeah. He's like, why are you asking about AEW? I know it's what people want to hear, but
should we do that right now? Should we do stupid Instagram comment of the week?
I saw that, and I was just like, I wanted to comment on it, because I use a burner. Yeah. It's not my name. You'll never know whose name it is. Yeah. I don't post, and I don't do nothing on there, but it's a fake name that I just use, so this guy can send me memes and my girlfriend can send me memes, so when I click post, it comes up, and I saw that comment, and I was just like, what a dork, man. Like, why are you mad? Like, it's like a positive post trying to create not only content but discussion. It's like a forum where people can come and give their thoughts and opinions, because that's what we love to do, give our thoughts and opinions. And all you were saying was, what did people think? You didn't say, the show's so awesome, I love it so much, AEW rules. You're just like, what did everybody think of tonight's show?
And I literally said,
it was the AEW one, right?
And I literally said, we're going to talk about it on the TWC.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, though, right?
That's what I'm bringing up, because if I'm going to do stupid Instagram comment of the week, that was one of them. There's two ways.
We need that. That's a great segment.
There's two stupid Instagram comments of the week, and that happened just yesterday.
We're gonna say their handle too.
Yeah, I can do that. I know exactly what the comment is. The one
you hesitated.
Yeah. The
world order is gonna crumble.
The one that I'm like giving a nice positive speech about my Instagram and how we're all a family. Like, F that guy.
It reminded me. Yeah, it reminded me. I'm like this doorknob that had to go in, and like, yo, if you're so negative, man, like, dude.
Let's talk, let me read the comment now since we're on it, and I'll talk about the second stupid comment.
And it's funny though, because he or she tried not to be super negative, because they didn't like slander WWE, they didn't slander AEW, but they were still like, why did you even have to say what you said?
Our producer told me that every time I open my phone, I show my code. So if you guys want to try to jack me up on my phone, I'm gonna change my code. Just saying.
What is it? 6969?
Do you remember when Kanye was talking to Trump, and then he was going into his phone and everyone saw his password, and it was like a big deal? I'm like, the guy, you gonna go steal Kanye's phone?
Dude, I've seen people on the plane with like a 14 character password. I swear to God,
it's crazy.
Like, what are you doing?
You can do like 6, but I just stick to the 4 because I'm like, I don't know, man. Anyways, the guy's name is. We'll get back to what we're talking to. I don't even know how to pronounce it. ASE, I guess ASE stud _ 41.
Yeah, that's him.
And what he commented was...
What was your post?
My post was AEW. It was like...
Read your post first.
For sure. Let me just go back up here. My post was, what's everyone's final thoughts on Wednesday Night Dynamite episode 2? Some emojis. I absolutely enjoyed it for many different reasons. That's what I said.
Yeah.
But you can hear all about that on this week's episode of the TWC show from The Vibe. That was my post.
How dare you ask what people think? How dare you, Justin?
Okay? And you're going to realize the post before this was a post of Leo Rush saying, what was everyone's final thoughts on this week's episode of NXT? Maybe I didn't elaborate as much.
That's what it was, the NXT.
And maybe I didn't elaborate as much for two different reasons. That post might have seemed a little bit more lame than the AEW post. I posted clips.
You're trying to get in good with the EVPs.
No,
we all know it.
No, but I posted clips of AEW. Okay. I'm not allowed to post clips of NXT. They get taken down right off the bat.
Yeah.
And I also didn't really get to watch NXT live, so I couldn't really say I enjoyed it because it doesn't come on for us in Canada till the next day.
Yeah.
And I did stream.
Well, we don't get AEW on TV either.
No, it comes on TSN.
Oh, yeah.
I watched it on TSN. I watched it on TV.
I have the Sportsnet package, so I always forget.
See? I watched it on TV. So I actually watched AEW. I didn't watch NXT. I did stream a couple of matches of NXT later in the evening, but that was after I made that post.
Yeah, I always forget that I only have Sportsnet. So that's
I have TSN too. So I watched it on TV. I had a PVR. Like, I actually got to watch it. So that's why I can say I enjoyed it, but I'll talk about it later. NXT, I said, how'd you guys feel about it?
You promoted this fine show on top of that.
Yeah, and I'm like, AEW, I can actually say I enjoyed it because I watched it.
Read the comment now, because I'm almost sick of getting along with you already.
seeing how every page is asking, what did you all think of this week's show? WWE doesn't do that. It's obvious that people are trying to push AEW on everyone when it's just an average show. What makes it so good? Not saying WWE is better, but they've been around for decades. Billion-dollar company, just had a whole premiere on Fox. What makes AEW so much better? The fact that they try to compare themselves to WWE so much? Okay, my response was, did the same for NXT, but I'm just not allowed to post NXT clips. Like, that was my official.
This guy could have just said, I'm not really liking the show so far. It's kind of average.
Yeah, and then other people commented, like, why aren't you allowed? Someone figured out, like, probably copyright issues. I liked it, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, and then someone else came to back me up because, we're a fam. Nah, the Wrestling Classic has been doing this for a while.
Those people are dorks too.
Yeah, he does it for Raw and SmackDown. This dude is just pushing wrestling. He's not pushing AEW.
Those people flying in with their capes are dorks too.
Well, they're great people. I appreciate.
I know you love them, but I don't have to.
Prepper. I can't read your name. I appreciate you though.
He's not wearing his glasses, guys. Give him a break.
Yeah, thank you for coming in with your cape. But anyways,
oh no!
But anyways,
nice. Smarter than you look.
Dude, I told you I'm wired today. So he comments back saying, "I'm not saying it's you." So he's coming like, "Hey, bro, don't block me." I'm not saying it's you.
Do you block people?
I do block people.
I don't see you as a blocking type.
When they're really when they're just super negative, because I agree that everyone's allowed to have their opinion. But
you don't need to agree. Everyone is allowed to have their opinion.
Yeah, but agree to disagree. Don't try to push your opinion like it's fact.
Yeah,
that
definitely wasn't a blockable post. It was just just kind of like shut up.
But the fact that I responded, because I don't always respond to everyone, he's probably like, oh crap, this guy ready. He's probably gonna block me. So he's like, I'm not saying it's you, but a lot of pages ask, what did you think of the show? I get that it's a new show, but I think people watch it out of spite of WWE, and AEW knows that and uses it to their favor.
Listen, I'm sorry. Let me cut you off there for a second. I am the most pro WWE guy. Yeah. And I still don't love AEW, but I'm not going to say, the stuff, they've had some really good stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is, to me, kind of average, but nothing's been bad. I think they're doing a lot of good stuff. They got a lot of good stuff in the making. I got nothing bad to say about them, right?
Yeah.
What was the post saying? Where was I going with that?
And then
Remind me.
What do you mean?
Remind me what he just said there.
He said, I get it's a new show, but I think people watch it in spite.
There you go. Out of spite. Nobody in the entire world, even the biggest loser with no life, would ever watch something to spite some. Nobody is sitting there watching AEW to be like, I'm here to piss WWE off.
Not at all.
Not a single person. If I could twist that at
all, it's basically just someone that's like, hey, currently I don't enjoy WWE. I'm gonna give AEW
not a single person on the planet.
I hate WWE.
Not a single person on the planet is spending 2 hours watching AEW to spite WWE.
Yeah.
Where do you the people who have those thoughts? It's just you're reading too much garbage and too many comments. It's just not happening.
Yeah, and then he's like, I'm sure they can put on something ridiculous and the fans will eat it up. I'm not saying WWE is better, and he keeps implying that he's not saying that WWE is better, but if you like AEW this much, You're an idiot.
But AEW has done ridiculous stuff that their fans have shit on.
Yeah, and
like,
even us,
like the librarian stuff, and the way the first Casino Royale whatever went off. Like when stuff's bad, I'll say even the most diehard AEW fans is like, I didn't really like that.
Yeah, and we've said things that we haven't enjoyed about it. It doesn't mean that we like dislike the show anymore, dislike WWE anymore. Like, you know what I mean? It's not a competition in my mind like that. And then anyways, to end it off, he just said, why don't they watch Ring of Honor and Impact? Those are other companies as well. Why is AEW?
What is it to you? People can watch whatever the hell they want to watch.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was probably the stupid Instagram comment of the week because it was just... And
there's probably stupider, but that's one I saw.
No, but honestly, like a lot of them are similar to that. And going back to the other stupid comments on the NXT post when I'm like, hey, what did everybody think about NXT tonight? This is my second stupid
Great
comment.
as always. The most consistent show in wrestling in years.
Oh, no, for sure. I thought you said that was a comment. The comment that was done was the people. And I don't know if this is like a trend that's going on Twitter and on YouTube and stuff too, where people, when you post about NXT on Wednesday nights, will just honestly just sit there and comment AEW. Why are you commenting the word or the letters AEW on a post when I'm asking about NXT? If you want to talk about AEW, wait till I post the AEW post. Like, just how if you watch NXT, I just want your opinion about NXT. I'm not a fan of the AEW. You're not like edgy or cool because you're commenting AEW when I'm asking you about NXT. Like, that's not doing anybody a favor. It doesn't, you know what I mean?
It's a waste of time and energy.
Yeah.
I mean, congratulations to you. You took your time to comment on that.
And I think it's reasons because of that where guys like this guy, like people watching out of spite. And no, it just, there's fans out there that maybe don't enjoy the WWE product.
And you know what?
Much.
Where as you know, in the 90s you had a channel flip.
Yeah.
With PVR and the ability to record, man, most people are probably going to watch one and then watch one later if they're going to watch both of them.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
There's no reason to channel flip.
Now, another thing I want to bring up that just came to my head now on that note, because I didn't put it in my notes because I didn't think about it till right now. The man, great guy, great dude, Jimmy Cadares did a one of his ref and rants on Instagram.
I had to unfollow him on Twitter I want to say mid last year. Just getting too salty with people. And it's not him. Yeah. It's that he responds to so many stupid people.
Yeah.
And so I got tired of seeing that. It has nothing to do with him. I mean, he's a very smart, logical guy. And it seems lately I've seen some stuff that's been retweeted. He's kind of like, yo, chill, kind of thing. But yeah, no, he has a knack for responding to really stupid people where it's just like, why are you wasting your time responding to these people?
No, 100%. And it's less like that on Instagram, though, because his comment section isn't as rowdy on Twitter, but I've seen him on Twitter.
Oh, my God. It's like, just stop.
I don't want to jump ahead, but like when he talked about how it wasn't a DQ, but a referee stoppage, I saw the comments back to that, and it just like, Twitter is just a different beast, man.
It was a referee stoppage.
It was, I know. But
doesn't make it good. Doesn't make it
for sure.
Doesn't make it not the flaming pile of hot dumpster trash garbage that it was.
We'll get there.
It's professional wrestling, guys. The rules don't matter that much.
They don't.
Yeah, it sucks, and you're allowed to be like, oh, that was disappointing. Don't be full of rage. Maybe if you're a really big Fiend and Bray Wyatt fan, be mad that your guy didn't win the belt. Just enter the world and live in the bubble a little bit if you want to be like that. Don't rage and don't get so caught up in those stupid rules. But yeah, if the guy says it's a ref stoppage, it's a ref stoppage. If you think it's a DQ, fine, it's a DQ. Like, whatever.
Some other people come out like, well, a referee stoppage is basically like a DQ. And I'm like, I guess, but like, it's just...
No, it's not.
We'll get there. Because I want to talk about that match in depth because that finish and everything. But my point is
no, it's not, because if somebody like hits the ref on purpose, that's not a referee stoppage. It's disqualification.
No, 100%.
If somebody I don't know, interferes in a match or like trips from outside, that's disqualification. That's not a ref stoppage.
Yeah.
The ref stopping it when somebody's like, somebody's about to get murdered.
In a critical condition. They can't perform.
Somebody about to die.
No, 100%. But anyways, ref and rant, he was just talking about the ratings. And I want to go back to the...
Is that what he does on Sportsnet?
He does it on his Instagram page.
Oh, okay.
Every day he drops a video of him just talking about a rant. He rants about one certain thing. He's like, why do fans care about ratings? He's like, I understand why business and promoter people care about ratings, but why do fans care about ratings? Like, ratings, do you see a rating and if one show's higher than the other, do you think that show's better? Like, shouldn't it be a personal preference thing? My argument back to that is, I think what...
It's just cool to know.
I think we like to know.
I also look to see, I also check, NFL rating. Yeah. I look to see like I'm a Raiders fan.
Yeah.
And the San Francisco 49ers, they're both in the Bay Area, consistently whoop the Raiders in the Bay Area rating. It doesn't change anything for me. It's just cool to know.
And that's what I was gonna say, because it doesn't change anything for me. I think that
information's out there.
Yeah.
And we consume the information.
Because it is different time. It is the DVR time. It is we'll watch it later.
Hey, PVR, man. We're Canadian.
PVR. That's true. I never know which one to use because I see PVR, DVR, and everyone's like, huh? But it is that period of time.
All these Yankees can get on our level.
And there is streaming and stuff as well. They can. But
yeah.
But I felt 1997 Bret Hart just came out of me right now.
Shaped like a toilet bowl.
Yeah. This country from coast to coast. But anyways, my point is I don't think ratings matter in the sense of like, oh my god, like this show's better because I think what matters now is I just like to know who did better.
And on top of that,
it doesn't change what I liked more.
And
it's
seeing
who did better.
the ratings fluctuate too.
Yeah.
As a fan, you're also thinking in your head, if you're not a total idiot and you're just like, oh, so one show did better, that means it's better. No, for me, I'm just like, if I see one show did better, or if it's close, or if one certain segment beat some other segment really bad, I wonder how they're going to counter program next week. It makes me more excited for the show.
Exactly. And
if anything, the Raiders, go Raiders. The ratings are better for business, I think.
Yeah, and I think it's just, once again, like it's good to just know who did better which week, and then you know exactly how they're going to fix that the next week.
And one's on TNT, one's on USA, one's on Fox. They're making so much money from advertising that it's just like the ratings are just it's cool to know. And I've Jimmy Corderas isn't the only one. There's a bunch of guys who are like, why do people care so much about the ratings? We just do, man.
I know they don't matter as much as they did back in the original Monday Night Wars. I get that. They obviously matter to the networks and they matter to the companies. I get that still. But I mean, as fans, they don't matter because everyone does PVR. We do watch. But I just think it's cool to know because you get to know who's doing better. Plus, I will agree with them that like it shouldn't dictate what show you liked better. If one show got lower ratings and you enjoyed that better.
Do you think the ratings change whether or not somebody's going to decide to watch?
I don't think older, more mature fans like us do, but I think young people they're used as an argument.
Because
I don't think you can use that as an argument.
Last night AEW.
Yeah.
It takes 2 weeks to see. It takes 2 weeks of ratings to see if that reflects anything.
Yeah.
Because the next week's rating will show whether people liked the last show a lot or they didn't like the last show. So next week's rating will be a good indication of how last night's show was. Do you know what I mean?
No, I get that. I understand. No, that's true. And if it's like let's say tonight's show, let's say last night's show Wednesday. Yeah.
AEW. Let's say it was really good and a lot of people didn't watch and said, "Oh, there's a bunch of stuff I missed." So if next week's rating is higher, I don't think that means next week's show was good. I think that means last night's show was good.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean? Because people showed up because they felt like they missed something or they didn't want to miss something again. Or something. So there's a certain angle or certain wrestlers were more interesting or more entertaining to them, so they came back next week or more people came.
No, I fully agree with that. That's the truth. Because if the ratings are going higher and they're moving higher every week, that shows progress and what's going on. And I just think, it shouldn't dictate. Really shouldn't dictate.
And it doesn't. And I don't know why he thinks that it would.
Yeah, because I don't.
And then it's the same thing.
If you like something on a show,
it's like this.
Yeah,
it's not going to dictate whether you watch or not. I don't think it does. I think people
enjoy
like to know
it, whether you
but
enjoy
let's
it or
say the ratings are obviously showing that there are a lot of diehard AEW fans, and there's a huge, hundreds of thousands of people that aren't watching NXT as well.
Yeah,
and so like a sports team. A Patriots fan can come and say, how many Super Bowls have you won? What's your record this week to, a Rams fan or whoever else, right? So if you're a diehard AEW fan or a diehard NXT fan, you can, you have that little bit of bragging rights. It's kind of like, a little bit of good banter, like, oh, hey, well, our show's doing better than yours kind of thing. Like, it's just like,
it is.
And it's just like, it's harmless, man. It's actually harmless.
And if you watched both shows these past 2 weeks, both shows have been great in their own ways.
And especially someone like Jimmy Corderas, who's been on the road and gone through airports and he still is on TV. People say whatever they want to say on the internet, but in real life, people are thanking you, congratulating you, telling you how big of a fan they are, shaking your hand. Nobody's throwing Twitter slander at you in person.
Never.
So people are like that on the internet, but nobody's like that in real life, man.
No, 100%. I just want to bring it up because I thought it was a good conversation to have, and it was a good point. Like, do people dictate the ratings if they enjoy the show or not, whatnot? But we're going to talk about...
Should we get the dumpster fire Hell in a Cell out of the way first?
No, we're going to talk about Smackdown. Because if we're talking about ratings...
Oh, my goodness.
Because that came first. If we're going to talk about ratings...
I don't know if I'm in the minority. I don't know if I'm looking in the wrong place. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, if we're going to talk about ratings, that's the one network that ratings are going to matter. Because if they don't kill it on Fox this whole run,
We don't know, though. We don't know what Fox said is acceptable to them.
No, 100%.
What if 2 million was good and they doubled that? Because they got 4 something.
After seeing all the stops he pulled out this week... It seems like
it wasn't even that many stops.
I know, but
it wasn't that many.
We'll talk about it in a second. I just want to give a couple more shout-outs.
They had Tyson Fury and whatever else, but there wasn't that many stops. It was just a very well-produced, slick-looking show.
We'll talk. Give me 1 second. Just give the last couple of shout outs. I just want to give a quick shout out to Vision Pros, though. Vision Pros, if you're looking for prescription glasses, contacts, sunglasses, prescribed or not, check out visionpros.com and visionpros.ca. They're available in Canada and USA. And use my promo code VP Classic to save yourself 25% on all your purchases. I suggest the best way to go about it, if you're buying glasses, figure out your prescription. If you need it, go to your closest sunglasses hut or something. try on some glasses, see what you like, skip your way home, go on visionpros.ca or .com, use the promo code VP Classic and get those glasses for a lot cheaper price, 25% off. They will ship anywhere in Canada and US. You'll save yourself money. They're super great quality stuff, man. They got Ray-Ban. They got all the brand names you can think of. So definitely check out visionpros.com or visionpros.ca and use VP Classic, the promo code, to save yourself 25%. Also, Carmella did rock the TWC hoodie on Total Divas, and I love her for that. And someone else who was the first girl to ever rep a TWC shirt for me and model it was Mariah May, who is now a professional wrestler in the UK, wrestling and training at Hustle Wrestling Training School. Done a whole bunch of stuff. She's getting booked all over the place now in the UK. A lot of you guys here in America know who she is because she popped on my page all the time. She's a YouTuber and all that. And I'm repping her today, so I just wanted to give her a quick shout out. Shout out to Mariah May. Mazzy May, you're the shit. I'm glad you're doing the thing. One of our first conversations, she told me she was a huge wrestling fan and she wanted to pursue wrestling. And I was like, whoa, you're a really attractive wrestling fan. And we kept on talking. I was like, how is this chick so hot and really love wrestling? And then eventually...
That took a weird turn.
Well, I'm just saying. And then eventually I sent out a shirt and we became really good friends and whatnot. And now she's training.
It's the TWC show. No, I'm not plenty of fish.
I'm just... I'm just saying she's living the dream now. She's dope. I'm glad. She's one of the first people to ever rock a wrestling classic shirt and model it for me and stuff. She's the original TWC girl and now maybe a future women's champion in any promotion she damn wants to be. That was so bad.
Damn wants to
be.
Somebody's got to
She could be the champion wherever she wants to be. No, she's the homie, man. She's a good person. So shout out to Mariah May. I just want to give them a shout out. And Urban Species for sending me this shirt.
Sprung like T-Pain or what?
I'm sprung.
Don't sing. Oh, God.
Let's get to Smackdown on Fox.
I should have said, we're from the 90s when the only sunglasses brand you could think of was Ray-Ban. That was so 90s. I got a pair in my car.
I mean, Oakley, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's also very 90s. Yeah. What are the new ones? People still wear Gucci and Versace? I don't even know, man.
Yes, they do.
Okay, good stuff. I don't even own a pair of sunglasses at the moment, so Vision Pros, I'm coming for you. Anyway, Smackdown on Fox.
You know what are those conversions that change when you're in the sun?
No, I do not. But anyway, Smackdown on Fox. Let's talk about it. You brought up a lot of good points before you had to plug a bunch of stuff.
There's one or two. I don't know if they're any good.
No, because the one you brought up, the thing is, I said they pulled out all the stops. And you're like, did they really?
They didn't.
And one of the things...
I don't think they needed to.
One of the things that shocked me the most was a lot of the legends that were promoted that didn't show up.
I really wanted to see Austin again. I know we had seen him a lot lately. I wanted to see him. I wasn't... It was just weird because I don't really pay attention to promotion.
Yeah.
But for some... And, I honestly didn't watch a lot of the promotion on the lead up to... Smackdown. Yeah. And I'm a diehard NFL fan, but most of the time I watch Red Zone. There's no commercials, so I haven't been seeing the build up.
Yeah.
And for some reason I just remember oh hey, there's no Sting and no Austin. I remembered you were asking me dude, how are they gonna get all these people in 2 hours? And then I text you the next day there's your answer. Just don't feature any of them.
It's crazy.
At least Undertaker came out straight up, was just they didn't want to use me.
Yeah, what did he say? I didn't hear that.
They didn't need me.
Oh, okay. Because someone's the only person that responded about it was Undertaker.
Yeah, he's they didn't need me.
See it yet, but that's.
They said they didn't need me. Something like that.
So it's crazy because I was this close to making a quick last minute trip to LA. I figured out how I was gonna get tickets. I figured out how much a flight was gonna be. I was trying to figure out a place to stay, and then when it boiled down to it, it was too close. I'm like, I'm just gonna stay home, and I stayed home. And I put out a post on the post was. I've already come to terms if they do an Austin Rock segment together, because I've come to terms that I might miss that. But if they do anything with Undertaker and Sting, like a segment, I don't want them to have a match, but a segment, I'd be pretty upset that I missed that live.
The Rock comes out there and just goes way too long.
Yeah, so none of that happened. So I'm actually not that upset that none of that happened. Selfishly not upset that.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But I do think it was kind of silly that they promoted them and they didn't come, and it was a big deal because there was a lot of people in the crowd, a lot of people I talked to, people that follow me that were like, yo, I'm pissed off. There's no Austin. They promoted Austin this and that, or there was no Undertaker. They promoted Undertaker.
It didn't bug me, but I noticed it because it's not really like them to promote someone like Austin. Sting, I know Sting's not one of their guys.
Yeah,
but it's weird that they would promote Austin, not put him on there.
And to what you brought up earlier, we have seen a lot of Austin.
Hopefully, at least you recorded a good podcast while he was there.
We have seen a lot of Austin since recently, so it didn't bother me as much.
Yeah, especially on USA,
you could have had a lot of cool guests. Austin could have had Sting on his podcast,
especially on USA too, because they're promoting his show. That makes a lot of sense. So who knows? Maybe that's why. Maybe because he's got a show on USA and they're who knows?
I don't know. But let's go back to what you just brought up though, and it's something you say a lot. So I'm fully ripping you off here, because I think because you say it a lot, it's starting to click with me, and it's true. when The Rock comes back now, we don't get The Rock. We get Dwayne playing The Rock.
You get, from 2012 onward, it's just Dwayne doing the same thing.
Yeah, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
He was just insulting Baron, the heel, one of the hottest heels at The Rock.
STD, really, man?
Put him with one of the hottest baby faces, Becky Lynch, and have a fun segment. That did kind of feel long. And don't get me wrong, I popped when his music hit. I got the goosebumps. Like, yeah. But then when the promo was going on, I'm like, this is like already like 20 minutes into the show.
I mean, no hate, but I think we've seen enough of him to know that he could do a lot more, but I feel like WWE likes the formula they get from him. Yeah. So it's obviously no slander on Dwayne.
Yeah.
But
it was a great segment.
He does what they want him to do.
It was a great segment. I don't hate it.
And they got the biggest movie star in the world to open up their show. I mean, that's pretty big.
I think my expectations were high, thinking that we're going to Austin Rock segment or something, that when it was that, I was like, oh, that's... And knowing that's all he was doing for the night, I'm like, so that was it.
Yeah.
And if I'm being completely honest, the set looked great. I love the set.
It looks awesome.
The intro with the sports kind of themed intro and stuff was super cool.
Yeah.
The lighting, everything about it was super cool.
Looked great.
The beginning was really good. The middle of the show was really good, which I would say
it looked big league. It looked like it was like primetime Fox, like NFL Fox is like a great production, and like Smackdown was right up there. And it's just like, it's weird because they made the change last week, and like Raw is coming off super plain and not important.
And that's what I wanted to ask you. Can we both agree that the SmackDown set is just way more cool than the Raw set?
The Raw set's stupid. I don't like it. I mean, it doesn't bug me, and I'm sure I'll be used to it within another episode or two. I don't like it.
I was okay because I felt fresh and it was new. I said that like 30 times last week, as you pointed out, when I was really tired. But like comparing the two of them, I'm like, oh, the SmackDown.
Now it's just gonna remind me of disgusting Lashley and disgusting Lana making out. Like, it's just disgusting.
But I just mean comparing the two sets. The SmackDown one was way cooler.
Yeah.
And this is quickly highlights, and we'll talk about the highlights. The Rock segment was the opening of the show, and it was a highlight. Shane and Kevin Owens tore down the house.
Great match.
Great. We both talked about how we weren't that excited about the feud, and we're looking forward to the match. We weren't that excited about the feud.
It's a good way to just top it off.
Killer match, great ladder match, crazy spots. Well, Shane did his spots.
Shane just takes a beating, man. And I don't know how he does it.
I love it. I appreciate it every time, man. Like he's like
taking a frog splash from a guy Owen size through a ladder. Whether that ladder is gimmicked or not, it doesn't matter. That's a big dude landing on you.
100%. And it's just and the way the crowd reacts is how they should react every time Owens does something like that, because he's a big dude, man.
Yeah.
And then the ending, I think, were like the three biggest highlights. Everything else in the middle, I guess you can say Braun and Tyson Fury. But you probably marked out for that more. I didn't really know who Tyson Fury was.
I'm a huge boxing fan, so I was just like, oh, the heavyweight champ.
I didn't know who he was.
But then to me too, it's two sides for me, because I get pumped because I'm a huge boxing fan and I know these guys. I'm a huge MMA fan. But then I'm also like, dude, Tyson Fury would one punch, whether it's Braun Strowman or anybody. This guy's a top of the line, 1-2 best boxer on the planet. And it's just like, oh, okay, like really, if you threw one punch, this guy would be out. So it takes me out of it a little bit because I'm such a big combat sports fan, boxing fan, MMA. But at the same time, it's just like, because Tyson Fury is straight up entertaining. He always sings to his wife after his wins. Always cuts hilarious promos.
I need to look into this guy more.
He's been doing promos for his build up to his fights and all that.
He's
nothing new for him.
Not saying they're like the same person, but like, is he kind of what Conor McGregor was to UFC, he is to boxing as a personality?
Yes and no. The people that watch, I think he does attract some viewers because people hear about how entertaining he is. And like his last fight with Ward, like, oh my God, man. Like it's fun. It made heavyweight boxing fun again when he came around.
So on that note, since you are a boxing fan and you know who Tyson Fury is, and how do you feel about this whole Braun Strowman Tyson Fury thing, Ben?
That's cool.
You digging it?
I mean, for that, it is what it is. It's an attraction. It's not meant to be the main event. It's meant to bring other people in, and it's entertaining me so far. I got no issues with it. It has its place on the card, and I'm enjoying it.
Overall, I've been enjoying it. It was probably the best thing that happened on Raw.
The one thing is though, before just don't mean to interrupt you there, but
no, for sure.
It will be hard for casual fans to be excited about it, especially ones that aren't combat sports fans.
Yeah.
Because Tyson Fury and Cain Velasquez are both guys that don't look like big time heavyweight fighters. Yeah. That look, like Lesnar has, like Hogan had. Like they don't have that look. If you watch them and you've seen their careers, they're killers, but they don't look like it.
Let's talk about Cain Velasquez then, because we know he's been training in AAA. He's wrestled down and stuff, and I watched some of that stuff, and it was really good.
See, his look doesn't really matter because they'll be able to tell the story that he knocked out Brock. He scarred Brock's face. He kicked Brock right out of the UFC.
Do you think there's been too much time has passed?
No, you tell the story right. Doesn't matter if it's 10, 20 years, man.
No, fair game. And the other thing I was going to say, this is going to make me sound really stupid, but I've had people agree with me. when I first saw it, my dumb ass was like,
everybody thought it was Dominic.
Yeah, I'm like, did Dominic shave his head?
Literally everybody. Like, I'm talking about 100%. 100% of the people who watched Raw.
I was like, what's going on here?
Every single person that watched Raw thought that was Dominic.
I literally thought it was Dominic.
And they wouldn't have thought that if it wasn't Ray.
Yeah.
They came out, it's like, Ray, Dominic's coming out to get revenge.
If it came out with any other music or anything else.
But I realized it a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Because I'm very familiar with Cain Velasquez. Yeah. I'm very familiar that he had a really great match and outings in AAA.
Yeah.
I was aware that he was in talks with them. So for me, it wasn't that big of a connection in my mind that's Cain Velasquez.
So that's the biggest thing that was different about me and I mentioned this on my page because I was like, because when I posted about it, I'm like, I had no idea Cain Velasquez was coming. And everyone's like, well, the dirt sheet said they were talking about this.
And I'm like, not everybody reads those.
And I'm like, and I told people, I'm like, I literally stopped reading dirt sheets years ago and if anything.
You barely ever even did.
Yeah. And I'm like, when I was like 14, 15, yeah. But I'm like 2002, 2003-ish, you know what I mean? But I'm like, because I genuinely like to get surprised. And if anything does get spoiled for me, it happens on Instagram. And luckily that did not. I did not read that anywhere. So I was genuinely surprised.
I was big time surprised. Like I did not see it coming.
Genuinely shocked because I had no idea they were in talks. I didn't even know it was an option. I had no idea. And I think that's why I enjoyed it so much.
I thought it was going to be typical WWE going off the air with Brock holding the belt up.
Yeah. Now we're going to go on about the Cain Velasquez thing. But before I forget, because it is somewhat of a highlight, but also a down point, had an amazing reign. Had a great WrestleMania moment. Kofi Mania ran wild this year. How do you feel about it being a 2-minute squash? I mean, a 2-second squash?
I don't think it makes any sense that Seth Rollins kicks out all these F5s and Kofi doesn't.
Yeah. Well, at least some offense.
Personally, after this year, I see them on the same level.
Yeah.
I really do. Seth isn't on Brock Lesnar's level. They're both at the same place, just under Brock Lesnar. And I mean, I get it. The idea behind it is if you do something that quick, it comes off as a fluke.
Yeah.
But when you have someone with Lesnar, who the fans are very familiar with, who they've seen squash people, who have squashed a lot of the people they love, it doesn't come off as a fluke. It comes off as Kofi got his ass kicked really quick by Brock Lesnar. And I know they meant it to be a fluke, which is why they did. The whole point is, it was just a fluke.
Yeah.
You know, it could happen to anyone.
I might go into the
weeds
what
happened to Lesnar when Goldberg beat him.
I'm gonna go in the weeds, but I like trying to be like looking into it too deeply, and I do this too much. I would say maybe Seth and Kofi are definitely on the same level this year when you look in the butt.
Just this year,
I would say in Seth's case, you could say that he's had a lot more encounters with Brock over the years to be more aware of what he's going into than Kofi was. Kofi wrestled Brock, I think, once in that show in China.
I think if they made it look, if we're going to go real deep here, I think if they made it look more like he was going for the Trouble in Paradise, it would have came off better because nobody's kicked out of that move in the last year.
Yeah, and
so if they make it look like he's at least going up for that kick, Brock ducks it and then F5s him or catches him in the air, different. Kofi just leaped.
Yeah, jumped on his back.
If he made it look like he was doing the kick, I think it would have got a similar reaction, but the people that I've been watching would have been like, oh man, he's been beating everyone with that kick. I would have gone for it too.
Or if he just got that kick once. But the other thing I was going to go in the weeds is, do you also think it was, because I'm not going to lie, that entire show, going into Kofi Brock, they did make it feel like a big match.
I was so excited.
They made it a big match feeling,
I remember I got to my brother, I'm like, I'm finally excited for a wrestling show tonight. Are we ready to watch Smackdown? And I'm always like, I watch it because it's part of my routine. I like wrestling. I'm in a habit of watching it. Most of the time, I don't enjoy it that much, but I still watch. It's just what I do. I don't care. I'm never going to stop watching. I was genuinely excited for that show, and I wasn't disappointed by it, but I was mostly excited for that match, and I was just like,
They made it a big match feel, and that's a thing that whether people hate Brock or dislike Brock, like you never really know what to expect with him. If they say they know, you really don't, because there's been times we've been shocked.
Like Balor had a great match with him.
100%.
When has Balor ever been presented as
Styles,
bigger than
Balor? All these smaller guys have had good matches with him.
But all those other guys have presented as big time top guys. Balor's never been presented like that on the main roster. So
that Rumble match was great.
Yeah, so it's kind of like Kofi's been presented as a lot bigger star.
So we thought Kofi would have one of those type of matches, and he didn't. But my point is,
which would have made his loss okay.
Do you think?
But now it's just annoying.
I know, but do you think because it was on Fox, they were trying to give that like big sports feel, like flukes happen in sports, and like, you know,
it could be, or it's just a big moment to promote that happened on your first show on Fox.
I guess that's true.
It might not even be that deep. Here's a recognizable name. Here's a guy who Vince obviously loves and will never stop loving. So let's just put the belt on him in extraordinary fashion.
Two more things about SmackDown. We'll move forward. One's a question, and the first thing is not a question. The first thing is, I guess it kind of is a question. It's more of, are you annoyed? because it does bother me just a tad bit that this Cain Velasquez Brock thing, which definitely doesn't even need the title to be involved in it. You could have Cain Velasquez just interfere and cost Brock the match, but that's a whole different story. And this Tyson Fury Braun thing, plus Team Hogan and Team Flair, could all really be things being set up for a Saudi show.
Yeah, and because I don't even know if we said it. I think I might have said it last week.
You've never watched one?
No. Well, no, that too. But the Hogan and Flair in one segment got me excited for that match, and I feel like could main event Survivor Series, and 100%. I would be excited for it because of the way they're going back and forth. And even if the teams aren't that good, it's cool because they had a good back and forth. Yeah. But it's just like for a Saudi show, I'm just like I don't even know if I'll end up watching it. And if I do, I might catch it, Sunday night before I go to bed or something like that. I just don't really care. And it's not like a political stance like everybody seems to be taking. Like, okay, whatever. You
just don't enjoy politics, them. You haven't enjoyed them.
I just don't see the point of watching them.
Yeah, it just doesn't. The crowd's different. Everything, the vibe's different.
But not gonna lie, I'll watch this one in full just to see Cain and Brock.
And that's the thing. I think they're doing this on purpose to get the people like you who say I don't watch them. They're like, oh, we can pull them in with this stuff.
I 100% will because I'm invested in both guys.
And the second thing I want to bring up,
and because I saw Cain wrestle in AAA, so
and he was good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know he has a knee issue right now or something I've read. That's why he didn't look so great.
He had that bionic brace. No, but he's always looked like that. He's not a body guy.
No, like
he's a killer heavyweight fighter.
His walk was weird.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah. Well, he had that bionic brace on his knee.
That's something. This was a knee thing. And I'm glad that he still did the thing with a hurt knee or whatever. Mm-hmm. My second question, this is something I was listening to Cheap Heat, Peter Rosenberg and Stat Guy Greg. Shout out to them.
Sweet Peter Rosenberg.
The shoot area, baby.
I love that show.
I was listening to the show and shout out to Peter Rosenberg. He's a great guy. I've had a lot of great conversations with him and stuff. But he brought up a really good point. That
very smart and honest man.
Yeah. And I wanted to bring up one of his points to you because I thought it was really cool. And you'll probably know about it more than I do because I think I like hip hop and rap. I think you know more about the culture than I do. And he was kind of comparing, like, do you think, because being a little bit of a pessimistic, but you got to look at things on both sides, I think, all the time. He's like, do you think that, I think we're all looking at this whole WWE moving to Fox as like a really good thing.
He says things stop being cool when they get mainstream.
How do you feel? Do you agree with that? I thought about that. I'm like, yo, that's kind of true.
There's bits and pieces of it. But
because in musicians, when they're underground, is so cool.
WWE moving to Fox, WWE moving to Fox makes WWE act like they're mainstream.
Yeah,
it's never going to be mainstream.
Yeah,
it's just not. The wrestling bias will never go away. What he's saying is 100% right. You don't want your favorite rapper, your favorite group, your favorite artist to make it that big, because once everyone starts knowing them, you can't help but say, you can't help but say, oh, I liked them before. Yeah. Oh, I used to like this album.
And it makes you sound salty and stuff.
And he always, what he was saying on his podcast was, they release that one mainstream hit that gets that puts them on the map or whatever, and it's nothing. It's never as good as it was after that.
No, I 100%.
But here's the thing, though.
Because I agreed with them. That is true. Because that happens with a lot of things.
Last couple of years, WWE hasn't really been that good.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, their shows aren't really bad anymore. There was a lot of bad shows in the last couple of years. They haven't really been bad. They haven't been super good. But they've at least been watchable.
No, 100%.
So I think they're not at a point. They haven't gotten high enough where it could be all downhill. And I still don't think they're that I don't think being on Fox makes them that mainstream.
I mean, they had a lot of celebrities and Fox
people
on there.
They always do.
People don't, and I agreed with that because I'm like, when people get excited about Aaron Andrews, and I'm like, that stuff doesn't excite me.
I got pumped. I love Aaron Andrews.
See, I don't know who she is, and I don't care.
I'm
in that wrestling bubble. I'm that guy in the wrestling bubble that if it goes over the bubble, I'm like, I don't care about these people.
Because you don't watch actual sports.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what I mean. Like, I'm that wrestling bubble guy.
Yeah, Aaron Andrews is an OG. I was happy about that.
So you know what I mean. So I was just like, I don't know. I get where he's coming from, and he's right. Like, the only thing that's ever gone mainstream that still stayed super cool is comics, Marvel stuff. But otherwise, other things that have gone mainstream never really stayed cool. Or they changed.
Wrestling
not for the better, but for the worse.
Wrestling was cool for 3 years.
But Stat Guy Greg brought up a great point. Rock and Wrestling era, the Attitude Era, those
Rock and Wrestling era. Rock wasn't cool. Wrestling wasn't cool. It was really popular. Wrestling was only cool during Stone Cold's top run.
That was pop culture.
And wrestling never will. Dude, we face it every day. Wrestling is not cool. Okay.
No, that's fair. Let's move forward to something that also wasn't really cool. I mean, most of it was, but the ending wasn't, and that's Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm. But it was, I mean,
we'll get to the main event, but we both agreed we're texting during it. Although, because we went into it like, what the hell? There's only 3 matches booked. All the random matches they threw at us ended up being really good.
Good. I thought Orton Ali was great.
Orton was great. That counter the RKO, we've never seen something like that. It was really cool, really innovative. Different.
I don't think Gable and Corbin was weird. Like the whole shorty thing was just annoying.
Gable and Corbin wasn't a bad match. I think you said it.
It went too long, and it's just so corny. It's just like, man, like they think so little of us that we're gonna find that entertaining, and it's not even heelish.
Yeah, and I don't want him to accept the name Shorty. Don't accept it.
Why not?
I just don't.
It's very babyface.
Don't accept it.
He's not gonna call himself Shorty, but he's gonna be like, whatever, call me Shorty.
When he's excited, he's like, call me Shorty. I'm like, don't.
Yeah, but he's not saying like, call me Shorty from now on. My name is Shorty Gable. He's saying, call me Shorty.
You never know with this company. You never know.
You never know.
But Orton Ali was great.
Yeah, he'll just lose his first name.
The women's tag match, that was I don't know. I can't say I really enjoyed the whole match, but what I will say is this:
sweet ending.
The mist, I marked out. Like growing up watching the Great Muta.
That's surprising. You don't like Japanese wrestlers.
I like Great Muta. I've always been a Muta fan.
Okay.
I like Shibata. I like the Great Kabuki. I like Okada.
You like the Great Kabuki?
I like Naito.
Do you watch Texas wrestling in the 80s?
Yeah, on the WWE Network. I sure do.
Okay.
With him and Gary Hart, I'm down with that. And the Mist has always been a cool thing. When Tajiri did it, when Muta did it, like I've always liked the Mist.
Mist is cool.
Not when Lord Tensai did it, but I think he was the last guy to do it.
Hip Hop Hippo?
Yeah, he was the last one to do it, but I've always enjoyed the Mist.
No, it was cool, and I'm glad they won the belts finally. Just like, I don't like they're never gonna do anything with any tag team, male or female, in the WWE. But it's cool just seeing them on TV. There's always a spot on the card for them, and they're entertaining.
If there's one thing I'll say about Kairi Sane and Asuka that I do not like is that their mixed theme music. Like, just pick one.
That's not just about anytime you mix theme music, it sucks.
Like, just pick one.
It's just not good.
Like, or make a new one for just when they're together. You know, if they're gonna be tag champions,
give them different music then.
Like even when Nikki Cross and Alexa were together, like Nikki would come out to her music first, then Alexa would come and they'd walk out together. But they stick to one.
I don't like that. Like they do that with Sasha and Bailey. It's like I just want to hear Sasha's song.
No,
Bailey's song sucks.
But I'd rather that than mixing it back and forth as they're walking down and stuff. Not a fan.
Yeah.
What other matches were on that were random?
You tell me. I don't know.
Those are the three. I guess the other ones were the booked matches. So we'll start with what you're gonna dislike. We'll start with what was good and we'll go down to the worst. Good. Sasha and Becky was really good.
Great.
That was like great match.
It was really long, but it was great.
I didn't feel long because I guess I'm a huge Sasha fan and I enjoyed the hell out of it.
It was great. I think it would have been better off in the middle of the card. I wasn't ready to get that up in the beginning of the show.
Yeah, they made the mistake of putting two bangers back to back too, because Roman and Bryan versus Harper and Eric Rowan was really good too.
After watching, I was like, that was a really good match. I enjoyed that. It was very creative. It was violent. But I don't think my body and my mind and my attention was ready at the opening of the show.
And to think that there's been like I think at this point, over like 40 Hell in a Cell matches since Hell in a Cell.
They said something like that. I was like, God damn.
It takes the luster away, but they still found ways to be innovative. Like that chair in the corner of the cell and the drop kick.
And then because of their size, no men are going to be able to ever do half that stuff.
No, for sure. And the table broke this time. The one biggest gripe from the Sasha Charlotte thing was none of the tables broke. And they found a way to make sure the table broke.
And Charlotte was in the match, so that was another great
fair game. And we're going to get to that because she's 10-time champion now. But I really liked it. Obviously, my biggest gripe is Sasha didn't win, but it's okay.
Should have won. Now where do you go with her?
I feel like every time she's in the house,
Becky's got nowhere to go. She's not going to go down after a loss.
I have no idea.
Sasha really needed that.
And Sasha and Bailey. How are
you supposed to take her seriously now?
I don't know what's going to happen
even
next.
Steven Clean.
I think they would just want to get to this draft, and after that, something big's gonna happen again.
Maybe.
But yeah, I really want a Sasha win. It's unfortunate. Like Becky's still the man. I'm not saying that Becky's things fall in.
Yeah.
But a loss there wouldn't have hurt her.
No, it wouldn't have at all. She could have got it back the next freaking night.
And the momentum that Sasha's had, you think that it would have climaxed to her winning the belt.
Who knows?
But
maybe they're going somewhere. Maybe they're going somewhere with her and Bailey both losing.
No, for sure. And my biggest thing, what I said, I was like, I'm upset that Sasha didn't win, but I can't say the match wasn't great and both these girls didn't kill it because they did. Mm-hmm. Roman and Bryan versus Harper and Rowan was a really good match. Once again, kind of shocked with the finish. I didn't think Roman and Bryan would go over, but
nothing memorable about it.
That's just a classic story. Like the baby faces.
The best part of the thing was Bryan going for the hug.
Yeah, and getting the yes chance back.
Like I totally forgot it. I honestly forgot that match even existed. How you just said it now, but I do remember the hug spot.
And it was a good match.
Yeah, I mean,
watching it,
I think
maybe not memorable.
I think Roman one-on-one matches are better.
Yeah. Maybe not memorable, but it was a good match. Yeah, I like the finish with the spear and the everything.
Sure.
And honestly, I probably wouldn't have brought up if I didn't have in my notes.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Your list of things to talk about.
My list of things to talk about. Charlotte, 10-time world champion, women's champion. So close to dad. 16 times. She's 6 title reigns away. Congratulations, Charlotte Flair. You're a legend. You're the bar. Better Charlotte than Bailey in my mind.
Next thing to talk about.
I am happy for you, Charlotte. Me over here. I don't know about that guy, but I'm happy. Shout out to Charlotte Flair. 10-time champion. 10 times. The queen. Anyways. And then it comes to the red lighting and the Fiend versus Rollins. Which, do you want to go first? I don't know. How did you feel about it?
It wasn't even entertaining.
This is where I disagree. I thought the match was.
Why didn't they open with that?
that's another good point. Because you want the fans to anticipate the Fiend because he is that over. Let's be honest.
The only way that would have not been horrible is if Bray got a quick win.
And to be honest with you, if they did that at the beginning too, like fans would have been sour for the whole rest of the event.
Not if Bray won.
That wasn't gonna happen.
Then why book the match?
That's the thing. They weren't screwed from the inception of booking this match. Just that. If you're gonna complain about all the people that were on there complaining that Bray didn't win,
the thing is, from the day they they booked that match, there was no point. They didn't need. They sabotaged their own. They sabotaged their own show. They literally planned to have a bad ending.
There was nowhere to go with it. And
absolutely nowhere.
We came with so many creative dumb finishes, like if Undertaker showed up or if this happened.
And I know from what you hear people say about the way they think is, well, we just had Seth, kick the crap out of Lesnar twice. We can't have him lose now. Well, yeah, you can, because who cares?
Yeah, and but on my side of the table, I wasn't ready to see the Fiend with the title either. I don't even think he needs the title right now.
No, that red light was so dumb.
He doesn't need the Universal title. The red light was dumb. And the
violence didn't even seem like it was... There was no story. It was just violence for the sake of it.
I felt like the story they tried showing is that the Fiend was taking a beating, but he wouldn't stay down.
And all the curb stomps made Seth look like an idiot. Why don't you pin him?
No, 100%.
Why don't you pin him? You beat Brock with a couple of those.
And can I also point out in both Hell in the Cell matches, I might be wrong, but at one point it did look like either Becky or Sasha hit the other one in the head with a chair.
Twice.
And then
Twice.
They did, right?
Yeah.
And then in the main event, it was very... I don't know if it was the camera angle.
It wasn't straight on head, but it was toward the face.
I don't know if Seth maybe just hit the ring because of the camera angle, but it also looked like he took a headshot at Bray.
I stopped paying attention, so it might have.
And I'm like, those are headshots again, but maybe they're doing it in a creative way.
I literally sat there playing video games, looking at my phone, waiting for it to look like the show was about to end.
I enjoyed it. The story they're telling. The Bray wouldn't stay down. Seth was trying. He's bringing this anger to Seth. I just didn't like the fact that they had these things that were flawed. Bray should never be... EMT should never come to help Bray. Or the Fiend character. He shouldn't ever be loaded on a stretcher. That's the dumbest thing ever. They should have turned the lights out, had him disappear, and then turn the lights back on or something and have him reappear and attack Seth.
Should have never had the match.
Oh, no, 100%. It was doomed at the moment it was decided to be
Why do the red light? Just like they did those stupid holograms at WrestleMania.
Yeah. And
they do not know what to do with this guy. This guy is exactly what Moxley was.
Yeah.
This is exactly what Moxley was. They do not know what to do with him. They don't know what to have. You have a guy who can get himself over.
So over.
And people will love him. And they just don't. They keep getting in their own way and kicking themselves in the dick.
And the biggest flaw at your point is the fact that I think why they do shit like that.
It's frustrating because that's the main event. We're supposed to love the main event.
And if we don't love the main event,
it's supposed to be because the bad guy wins like an asshole.
Yeah. But
now both those guys come out looking like dumbasses.
Because the thing is, I think the biggest failure here is overthinking. They overthought it. Something that could have been so simple. They had to make a red light. They had to come up with some crazy weird finish that was overbooked. The Fiend is a very simple concept. They overthought it, and that big dumb hammer that he brought out.
That's cool.
No, my point is, it was cool.
It looked cool.
The mallet was cool. But that is not going to hurt you more than Seth bringing out a sledgehammer.
No, but the idea was he was going to, kill Bray. He was going to hit him in the head with it.
Yeah.
After Bray took, 1,400 curb stomps and all that, the idea was the ref was trying to save this guy from getting murdered in the ring.
I'm not trying to be one of those, because I've read these comments too, oh, they didn't stop the match when Mankind was getting thrown off the cell. They didn't stop the match. I'm like, if this was old school
because it wasn't meant to be booked that way.
I know. But if it was old school booking, you're a strong Undertaker character person would not need the ref to stop the match. He would disappear. Something mythical or magical would happen. And I think that would have been better than him getting EMTs coming out there to help him, the ref trying to save him and feeling empathetic for the Fiend. Why is the ref feeling bad for this monster? Anyways, it was really bad.
Because he's still a person.
I don't want to... I know, I get that, but... This is wrestling. We're supposed to believe that he's
There's nothing redeeming about that match.
No, 100%.
That's why they were.
You just tried to defend it too. I tried to defend it a little bit, but we both know it sucked.
No, I'm not defending it. I just know what they were thinking, but it was a bad thought.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they tried to think logical, and I know they tried, but it just wasn't good. There's nothing good about it. It was absolutely horrible. It was a stupid way to end it, and that's why they kept him off Raw.
Yeah, that's next.
Because even they know it.
Raw. And the crowd reaction,
let's put it this way. I think even if the crowd loved it, cheered it, and wanted more, they still would have kept him off Raw, because anybody that watched that knows it was stupid as hell.
They chanted, "We want a refund. Restart the match. AEW." It was that bad. And people that were there live were like, dude, the crowd, I don't know.
Don't book the match or let Bray win a quick one.
They need to do. I don't know whether they're going to go forward with this now. Are they going forward with the Bray and Seth thing? Because they shouldn't.
They need to split them up in the draft.
That needs to
Actually,
happen.
the Fiend shouldn't even get drafted.
He should just show up at whatever show he wants to be at.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's that. We'll talk about Raw in a second.
Depressing.
Let's go on a brighter note here. I'm going to give you guys a couple of promo codes for a couple of great companies. One is a brand new one, and you're only getting it if you listen to this show. First things first, shout out to Maestro Classic. Maestro, I hope you guys can see the sign, and my mic's not covering it this week. The greatest beard care, oil and shampoo and wash that you, I should guess beard oil and wash, it's not shampoo, for your beard. It keeps your beard healthy, keeps your beard not itchy, and it just makes your beard look so much more full and like just healthy, man. Like, look at your beard, look at my beard. I'm a little scruffy right now because I need a haircut.
But mine's gross, but it feels great. Smells nice.
It's not like hard and scruffy, you know.
I can't shower without that foaming action no more. That's one of the first things I do. Nickel size.
Put a nickel size on
Rub
there.
that in and just let it foam away.
And
it just feels so nice just massaging your face.
It's really good stuff, man. The stuff that wrestlers use. Maestro's behind the scenes at every wrestling show, grooming all of our favorite wrestlers and talent. You can find their products in Target, and you can also buy it online at maestroclassic.com. And you can use my promo code TWC Maestro, and you'll save yourself 20% on your products, man, if you purchase it online. So if you already bought it at Target and you like it and you already know that, or if you've got sample products from them at live shows and stuff and you know you like it, you can save money by going to maestroclassic.com and using the promo code TWC Maestro.
Use a promo code, buy it as a gift.
Yeah, man.
Whatever.
And honestly, if you're a girl listening to this and your boyfriend or husband or your significant other, your brother or anybody in your family has a big beard and you're like, man, why are you always scratching your beard and it looks so ugly? Get them some Maestro products.
Yeah.
You know? Because it actually works. We're not just shilling here. Like, we both use it. We're being honest about it. And they're great people. And they also got merchandise. You guys check that out. The next promo code is a big one. We finally got a promo code from Chalkline Official. Chalkline with this great Nickelodeon Rugrats jacket, my favorite cartoon when I was a kid.
The little sprouts.
Yeah, you know. Chucky, Tommy, Lil and Dill. That was the name?
Lil and Phil.
Phil and Lil.
Dill was Tommy's brother.
Yeah.
And Angelica was a bitch.
And what was the Raptor thing?
Reptar,
man. That was a great show.
Dr. Lipschitz.
Great show. And the grandpa that would fall asleep and the kids would kick it. Anyways, the Rugrats movie came out. It was like the most exciting time of my life. I remember.
With the orange cassette?
Yeah. Like, even the package was like orange and stuff too. That was great times. But shout out to Chalkline Official. If you love nostalgia, man. If you love old cartoons and Nickelodeon stuff. If you love hip hop, like Wu-Tang and stuff like that. If you love wrestling, they got all the cool nostalgic jackets. You see me basically rocking Chalkline almost every week. You see thousands of Chalkline jackets every wrestling event you go to now.
Maybe one day you'll see me rocking Chalkline.
110%. Now that we have a promo code that you can only get from listening or watching the show, because I'm not sharing it on my page, it is TWC15. Use it anytime you're purchasing a Chalkline jacket. They're dropping new stuff every month. Tracksuits, jerseys, shorts, jackets, sneakers. Like, they do everything. The license to the WWE. So they got all your old school favorites from Ric Flair, The Outsiders, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Macho Man. They even are cutting deals with current wrestlers as well too. So if you love Undisputed, Seth Rollins, and the guys on the roster today, The Fiend. I'm sure there's a Fiend Chalkline jacket getting made right now.
Burn it down.
That's probably going to be a jacket. I'm telling you, if you haven't seen Chalkline, and I'm sure you have, you've probably seen somebody rocking Chalkline. Celebrities rock it, wrestlers rock it. It's been on TV. It's in the video games. Now we have a promo code.
That Mysterio one was fly.
TWC 15. Mysterio wore it that Raw. We got attacked by Brock Lesnar, man. Yeah. I wore it last week on the show.
Yeah.
Chalkline. We finally have a promo code. I can't stress how exciting this is for me to share this with you guys, because I wanted you guys to be able to purchase Chalkline stuff too as well, but be able to save some money on it, because I know it can get kind of expensive. I have a whole closet full, man, and I think all my jackets together, if I added up, are probably over $1,000 or more, actually, way more than $1,000 of Chalkline jackets.
We don't need your humble brags on this show.
What I'm saying is that now you got a promo code, you can save yourself 15%. It's TWC15. Maybe I'll try to get someone to put it on the screen or something if he wants to, but TWC15 for Chalkline. Maestro, it's TWC Maestro. Both great brands, both super supportive of the Wrestling Classic and everything I do. This show, they really support the TWC show. They're always reposting and stuff. So they hooked up some promo codes. You guys can get some discounts and some great products. Let's talk about, I said we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. We just got the ugly out of the way with the main event of Hell in the Cell. I think the bad would be Raw. And it wasn't all bad, but it was bad.
It's again, there's something about Raw lately where it still like doesn't feel like that dragging 3 hours anymore though. It's something about the pacing, how to lay out the segments. I don't know. I don't write TV. I'm not a producer. It's something about it, but it does feel very plain and average.
Last week was actually pretty good, and this week was like not. And that's what the thing that bothers me is like, is this a thing that like they're gonna try to hit home runs on SmackDown every week, and Raw's gonna? Is it the B show?
It's just weird. Like, you know what though? I was sitting there and I was just like, these graphics are just seem average. The roster feels average. The announcers feel average. Love Vic Joseph. Vic Joseph is great. He's great. He's excellent. It's just for some reason I was just like, this show needs an overhaul, and I don't know why. I can't explain it, and I don't think I'm the only one. But it just felt. Then, like I said, Raw hasn't been awful. I don't think it's been awful, but it's been watchable. It goes by fast, but nothing is really happening, and it just doesn't look that good.
A part of me really wants to just believe it was a throwaway episode because the draft is starting on SmackDown. Once again, SmackDown, they're starting the draft on SmackDown.
There should never be a throwaway episode, though.
And I feel, well, there's stuff on the...
Don't have a show every week if you do a throwaway episode. No TV show in the entire world and all of television will do that.
I mean, Lost did it once when they did a whole episode.
Anybody that watches Lost is an idiot. That show was stupid. I watched 2-3 episodes and I was like, this show is garbage.
Great show, okay? Dharma Initiative for life. But anyways, dumb. It just felt like that. There was things that were important. Like I said, the highlight of the show might have just been the Tyson Fury Braun Strowman at the end.
What else even happened?
Even though I'm not a fan of the pull aparts anymore,
no.
The promos back and forth are funny. Him telling Braun that you never won a world championship was like,
it's true.
But I know
every chance he gets.
It was a great shot. It was a great shot at him.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. That was a good thing. Other things that stood out to me, like,
I don't remember what happened.
Apollo, like,
and I actually watched it.
Those random matches, like the OC, there's good people on there. Just nothing stood out. My notes here is Tyson Fury, Braun, Rusev, Lashley, Lana, because that's the thing that happens on the show. But I don't know if it was good or bad.
Let's just not talk about that ever.
And the only other thing that I really enjoyed, because I'm a huge fan of him, is that Aleister Black finally came out of the closet and beat up the Singh Brothers.
Came out of the closet.
Not like that.
Don't say it like that.
I mean, he came out of his dark room.
Crazy Dutch bastard. That was great.
I love Aleister Black. I would never do that.
Massive fan.
It was good
and
for
great
two
seeing
reasons.
the local boys, the Singh Brothers on there. Yeah.
There's two reasons why it was cool, because we got to see the Singh Brothers on Raw. Full Bollywood boys gear that's only been on 205.
They're great.
And it was great. And the great guys to put against a guy like Aleister Black to just get their asses whooped.
They're not scared to get on the mic and make fools of themselves.
And they're not scared to bump like crazy people.
Yep.
Mostly Harv. We've seen him do some crazy stuff. Yeah. So it was great. And it was great to see Aleister in the ring. I'm a huge Aleister fan, and I hope after this draft he's a big deal wherever he ends up.
He will be. And you cannot make him a big deal.
And I hope it's on Raw, because Raw is going to need some help if everyone's going to SmackDown.
I honestly don't. I don't really care who ends up where. Let's just make it entertaining. Let's get some new, fresh feuds, and let's get guys like Aleister up and moving.
Yeah, Andrade, all these guys that haven't been top guys in this period. Let's push them. But yeah, I don't know what else happened on Raw. Like those are my notes for it.
I watched it because I was home.
There was some stuff, I'll tell you, that like there was like a random. I remember there was a point. I think it was like Apollo versus Ricochet, and I was at that point where I'm like, I'm not into this. Not a knock on either one of those guys. They're both super talented and they're really, really good. Obviously, you can't deny how good Ricochet is. But
you got to fire some people when Ricochet isn't getting huge WAP every time he comes out.
Yeah, and I'm
sorry, man. That guy's
I didn't care to watch.
That guy's been a star for so long, and when he barely gets a reaction when he comes out, you need to start getting rid of people. And I don't ever want to call for people getting rid of their jobs. They'll have jobs writing in Hollywood. They're made for writing in Hollywood or doing whatever else. But if any single person that isn't meant to come out to crickets comes out to crickets, something needs to change, and it just doesn't seem like they're going to be doing that.
Yeah, I don't know. That was the point when I'm like, I think I'm just over Raw. Like, that match happened. I'm nothing. It was a meaningless match. It didn't mean anything for me, and I was just like, the
only reason I'll watch next week is because of the draft.
Yeah. No, I agree. And see what's going to happen. Other thing I was important, they're going to do a draft, and I know they did these really new upscale, new intro videos, and I know how quick it is for them to fix them and change them up, but I'm interested to see them with the new rosters officially all changed up and stuff.
Right. I was actually thinking that too. Yeah. Who's going to be in this graphic next?
Because they only use these ones for 2 weeks now, and that's going to be one of those things you find on YouTube where it's like, the rare SmackDown intro that was used for 2 weeks type of situation. But other than that, we saw the mist again with Asuka when Asuka and Kairi Sane faced off against Charlotte and Becky, and then Alexa and Nikki got back.
And they got a big win,
and it was good stuff. Yeah, and I love seeing the mist. I love that see them around with it. But I think I'm done with Raw. I don't even know. I'm not going to waste time on it. It's not great. This isn't one of those weeks where there's lots to talk about, because that's all we can talk about.
There actually might have been, but you didn't say it this week for some reason.
Because it isn't.
I'm glad you didn't, because it's usually a lie when you say it.
And this week would have been a lie.
I don't know why you're lying to your fans.
And now we're talking about so much stuff. Something to talk about, though.
Yeah.
Something to talk about, though, is these Ice Shaker cups are tremendous. So shout out to Ice Shaker. These Ice Shaker bottles keep your drinks cold all the time. Cardillo weight belts hooked us up with those.
All the time.
Really, they really do, man.
No, they do.
It's insane. And hot. I've actually used it for coffee a few times.
Still hear my ice in there. I poured this like hours ago.
I'm notorious for taking 10 million years to drink a coffee. Even people at my new job are like, dude, you've had that coffee forever.
You take 10 million years to do everything.
They're like, this is iced coffee now.
People, if you ever wonder why I'm a high energy to start the show, you should see how long it takes this guy to start the show. I swear sometimes I sit here for 2 or 3 hours and this guy's still not ready to go.
I don't know what you're talking about,
It's
man.
ridiculous.
I don't know what you're talking about. But, Cardillo weight belts.
I came in here in such a good mood today, ready to go, and just like 10 minutes with this guy, I was ready to just push myself down the stairs.
Shout out to my boys at Cardillo weight belts for getting these Ice Shaker bottles, and also my own custom-made Cardillo weight belt, and many others too, man. We're going to be doing a bunch of giveaways heading into the new year. Me and Steve Cardillo, we really jump on these giveaways when it gets around
Hopefully my burner wins some of those.
I mean, I get to pick some of the winners, but me and Cardillo usually jump on these giveaways a lot when we head into around Christmas time and stuff anyway. So be looking forward to some giveaways between me and Steve Cardillo, man. He's the man. He's taught me a lot about loyalty and just being a good person, because once you are loyal to him and you do things with him, like, he will have your back all the time. He's, I didn't even ask for this, and this happened. He's always repping Wrestling Classic when he goes to shows and stuff. It's teamwork, man. Teamwork makes the dream work. So shout out to Cardillo weight belts. I love you guys. You all the shit. I love you. Let's talk about what everyone has been waiting for us to talk about.
What?
Week 2. NXT versus AEW.
Wasn't it AEW? You pushing AEW on people?
And that's what we're going to do. Wednesday Night Dynamite versus NXT. Let's start with Dynamite.
Quick before we go in there. What do you think of that AEW Dark as a concept?
I do want to talk about that. That was on my notes about AEW. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that it's
It's good because it seems like it's getting the guys that I don't really care about seeing on TV, and I don't have to watch it.
Before we get to this stuff, because that Dark thing reminds me of something else. Because I watched AEW Dark, and because of that,
you seem to get really excited. This better not be stupid.
Did you watch NWA Power?
Yeah, I did.
How cool
Most
is
of it? I mean, it's sweet, man. And the fact that I can turn it on YouTube, watch it like that. Love Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
So
because Dark took me to Power.
Yeah.
I was on Dark and I'm like, what's this Power thing? And someone asked me, "Are you watching NWA?" It just looked
cool, man.
Someone asked me if you watch NWA, and I'm like, I don't know where to watch it. And then I saw it on there. I'm like,
Power,
it's on YouTube. It was cool. The old set, the old interview setting. Like, I don't know how long I'm gonna be. Excuse me. I don't know how long I burped. I don't know if I made the air.
Nobody would have heard it.
Oh, damn. Well, now you guys, yeah. But anyways, I don't know how. Supposedly, what Lagana and
they said it's only gonna be like they can't sustain it like this. They're gonna need someone to.
It's not a weekly thing.
No, I don't know.
They said it's not a weekly thing.
They're saying they're not gonna be able to do it in this model for a long time. Oh, they'll need somebody to pay them to go on TV.
Which, you know what? If they keep doing this and people are enjoying it like they are, then someone will put them on TV. I think someone will pick them up. I hope someone does.
Maybe.
I enjoyed it. I like the Nick Aldis was cutting a promo, gave me major Ric Flair vibes.
He's a great champion.
100%.
Like a good mix of like Bockwinkel and Flair.
100%. And he referenced Flair when he's like, and
he looks good.
Someone great once said it's hard to be humble. And I'm like,
looks good. He looks good. He can wrestle. He's a great champion.
Tim Storm, the story they told about that was good.
Wasn't he the one that won the belt from?
Originally. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was like old school wrestling. Yeah. It was wrestling, man. And it was just, compared to everything we're getting with AEW, WWE, it's like, it was simple. It was going backwards. It was less produced. And it was good.
It was good.
It was good. I was on the early part of my notes, but I forgot about it.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Because I was really...
Maybe more people go to watch it.
Check out NWA Power. It's on YouTube. It's just...
I saw somebody tweeting about it before, and apparently the numbers... Like every every 10 minutes or so was like shooting up a lot, on that first live view.
And I think a lot. I read somewhere was because it was kind of on at the same time as Dark, and it was being suggested next to, because that's how I found it. It was being suggested next to AEW Dark in the suggestions column that people went to go check it out, and that really helped.
I'm not sure I'll ever watch AEW Dark.
I enjoyed it. And you know me, if
I'm gonna sit and just watch matches, it's gonna be some old stuff on the WWE Network.
They cut between with Tony Schiavone, giving you some backstory and stuff. I love Tony Schiavone, and I think, here's the truth.
That's very like Saturday night-ish.
Yeah, but
I like that
100%. But here's the
prime time.
This is the truth. Night-ish. This is the truth about it.
Oh, the truth.
The truth.
Yeah.
The truth about AEW Dark. I think I'm down with it right now because it's still new and it's a new concept. But
even if you're not down with it, nobody's forcing you to watch it.
I just think it's gonna be
for people that want it, great. I'm happy for them. They got 100%. Something to watch. With people
I'm saying maybe not anytime soon. Maybe it's gonna be like the Heat theory. They're putting really good matches on it right now with top guys, but maybe 2-3 years on the road, I see it being like the guys that don't.
It'll be a while because I think for the time being, as they're hitting all these cities for the first time, the dark matches, they're gonna put some good stuff out there. So I think the potential for the show to be good for a while, it's gonna be good for a while, especially when they're hitting places for the first and second time.
Because they had Darby and Seema, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
the women's match was okay. I said,
they're in these buildings for the first time, and they're not gonna want to give these people crap.
Yeah,
so they're gonna give the crowd good matches,
and that's what they're doing. Because then they had the women's match.
They're gonna give them TV quality matches.
They enhanced the feud between Bea Presley and Britt Baker in that match. And, and honestly, I just really want to. I'm a supporter of Penelope Ford, so I was like, I'm gonna watch this match as well. She's super cool. And then the main event, what was it? It was this big, like,
don't ask me.
It was like a big tag match with SCU versus the Luchasaurus guys, and I like Luchasaurus, and I like Jungle Boy, so I want to watch that, and I like SCU, so I was like, that's a solid match for me to watch.
Keep Marco Stunt off TV. It's great.
It was like a syndicated show. You're right. It was like Saturday night. It was like, here are these matches. Here's Tony Schiavone bringing you into them. I don't ever
have to watch Marco Stunt play wrestler. That's great.
And then something else. There's another match on that I really liked. I'm trying to remember what it was. It wasn't a match. It was a bunch of tag teams that were involved in it, and Orange Cassidy had a part, and I thought that was enjoyable because Orange Cassidy's an interesting character. But that's the thing, I'm invested.
He's grown on me.
Yeah, he's funny.
I'm not saying I like him, but I don't hate him like other people do.
Oh, no, for sure. And he gets a pop. He gets a reaction. I think that's what's making me pull into him a little bit more. And right now, that's what I think, because right now it's new, and I'm invested in these characters at this very particular moment because it's new and it's fresh. I've been enjoying Dark. Mm-hmm. I can't say it's gonna be the same thing 6-7 months down the road, but I like the concept.
Probably will be for a while, man.
I like the concept. I like that they're giving us these dark matches. I remember when I first read.
And if I hear a match is really good, worth watching, I'm gonna check it out.
Next week they have Janela versus Omega in a street fight.
I don't want to see Janela wrestle.
That's fair, but I think that's something that'll pull people in to want to watch it.
Sure.
And the thing that's cool about Dark, if you're just watching it for the sake that you want to see your favorite characters and matches, you can kind of find out what they are ahead of time because they're the dark matches that take place on Wednesday. And you can
promote every match that's on the show ahead of time. So yeah.
So you can see what's gonna come on. And if you are one of those people, because let's just jump into AEW anyways. I've been really enjoy hearing Shivani and JR, and Excalibur did great this week, better than he did last week, I think. Mm-hmm. You still get a little bit extra of that on.
Have we not talked about Dynamite yet?
We're going to right now.
Oh damn!
But you get that on Dark too, because they'll have Jim Ross and Excalibur covering some of the matches. The Jim Ross and Shivani, and it's cool if you enjoy the commentary. Let's talk about Dynamite. What the highlights for you? The Inner Circle.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you say highlights and lowlights, and my brain shuts off. I can't just pull things up on the spot like that. Maybe let me know ahead of time. I was
gonna say Inner Circle regardless.
I'd be able to think of something. We could just talk about the show. I don't know. Like I'm not. I know I like to.
How'd you feel about the Inner Circle promo?
It's great. Excellent.
Hell of a promo.
One of the best promos I've seen in a long time.
I think one of the things I thought was missing last week was I'm like, there's not really much promo stuff, and that one promo made all the rest of the wrestling on the show be okay.
I really hope I'm interested to see how they find ways to fit in Sammy Guevara there, because he doesn't fit right now. Doesn't look like it.
With the rest of him, he doesn't. You're right.
Nope.
But he, like I said on that my question that I asked Jericho and you respond to, he's obviously very high on Sammy Guevara. We found that out from my question. And
which means Cody and the Young Bucks are probably really high on Sammy Guevara.
100%.
Jericho's a company guy.
Hopefully Jericho's rub on Sammy Guevara can help him, kind of rise up.
Him and Darby Allin probably be good.
Because they say the cream always rises to the top.
That's a very interesting matchup.
Oh, 100%. If I was going to say anything, if there was a low point, I didn't really enjoy Havoc and Darby Allin.
Well, yeah, because you get the same thing you're always going to get with Jimmy Havoc.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
If it wasn't for Jericho, Moxley would be the MVP every single night of that company.
For sure.
Oh man, he's just interesting to watch.
Actually, you know what? Okay, but before we get off Jimmy Havoc and Darby Allin, the right guy won though. Darby Allin versus Jericho.
Are you talking about the tag match?
Way more appealing than Havoc versus Jericho. But the MVP thing, because Moxie probably would be. But every time Pac is on, I'm like so invested in what the hell's going on. Even if he was just on commentary, I'm like,
what it is? Him. It's the look, man.
It is.
He's jacked. He looks mean. He hits hard.
And he wasn't.
We buy it.
And he's living that character. Like, he might not have been
the Boston.
He might not have been like saying a lot of commentary, but the stuff he said was very true. Like, he might not have been the best. There was some like blunders here and there, but like, why isn't he getting the opportunities if he's undefeated? Why isn't why am I not wrestling on this show if I'm the
simple story?
And it's
very
true.
simple.
And then the whole Omega Moxley confrontation, and then him getting involved. I want to tune in next week to see why.
Weird with the chair in the back of the head. That was just like, was it supposed to be like that?
I think what it was though, if I'm gonna like try to break kayfabe for a second, that way you can have your hand in front.
He didn't have his hand there.
Oh, I thought he did.
He hit him straight, like sideways with the metal part.
Oh, I thought his hand was on the part we hit him with. So I'm like, that's
if you
smart.
had eyes, you would have saw.
I didn't go back and look at it. I just
break kayfabe. Don't be using that kind of terms.
Insider terms here.
Jeez.
On the TWC show. But yeah, man, I really enjoy Pac. I really enjoy Moxley. Don't know how I feel about Sean Spears losing all the time, but okay. We'll see what happens. He'll pick up a win sooner or later.
What's he supposed to do when he's facing Moxley?
No, 100%. He was doing the moment.
He didn't look good in that match.
He didn't. Yeah. That's the thing. And I like the pairing of him and Tully, so I want him to do better if he's going to be with Tully. I want him to be like, yo, Tully's helped me do good.
Bad guys and managers lose. It's what's always happened in
wrestling. 100%. That's what I'm like, it's whatever, but what they need is some bad guys need to be able to beat like enhancement talent to still be like good bad guys.
When you have a brand new show that's only on for 2 hours, you don't got time for that.
100%. Maybe they can put him on Dark next week or the week after against someone that is going to lose. Just give him some wins.
Darkness.
You know what I mean? Just give him some wins.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But I'm okay with him losing against Moxley because, it was against Moxley. You're not going to have Moxley lose. And it was
like your 1A guy.
Yeah, and it was great to see Moxley finally back in action again like that.
Great look. I love his gear. I love the boots.
Everything.
Yeah.
And it's him now. It's not Dean Ambrose. It feels different. What was the other thing I was going to say? So the Kenny Omega thing. I like that he came out with a broom with barbed wire because he's a cleaner. I like that little touch. So that's all I'm going to say about that segment. Pac for me was a standout. I guess Moxley for you.
Tag match was good.
Oh, the Private Party versus the Young Bucks. Really good match. Great way to start the show. Hot open, Just
that honestly could have went anywhere on the card because no matter whether your crowd is tired, whether they're ready to get excited, whether they're right in the middle, you're gonna get a huge reaction because it's good action.
100%.
It's just straight, and people are really buying into Private Party.
And way to put them over because they beat the Bucks in the tag team tournament. Like shout out for the Bucks for that because that's.
I hope they heal out and come cost them the match next time.
Whether you're a huge Young Bucks fan or not, like they're obviously a big deal in that company. So. Private Party beating them, big deal. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And we're both gonna agree on this. I smiled because I thought about it as you were saying how the thing was placed. But you know how like Jim Ross was like, man, show should open with a hot match rather than a promo. That just clicked in my head. I'm like, I wonder if he had any part of like, hey, you guys probably open up with the tag match over. Probably didn't, but you know what I mean?
Maybe. I mean, he probably doesn't want to come across as
if anything, he probably enjoyed it. It opened with a hot match and then a promo. Because I feel like if you open with that Jericho promo, it wouldn't have the same effect as it being like in the middle of the show.
Jericho, that jacket was great.
The jacket was great. Him dissing Dusty and Dustin was great. Very evolutionist as he went.
What do you think about the whole MJF thing?
I really have to, but I just want to talk about the Jericho thing for 1 second. Very evolutionist because I like the fact that he went by one about every person and why he chose them to be a part of this group and put them over.
What's old is new,
and it's great. And that's only that I said evolutionist because everyone's like, this is just like evolution. I'm like, but that's not.
Why do you say like it's a bad thing?
Yeah, and I mean, it's not a bad thing.
Shut up.
It worked then, it works now, and it's a whole different thing.
Why are people so stupid? We all loved evolution.
They're trying to compare the two all the time.
So why is that a bad thing? We loved how that happened, and last night that was great. So why not just love that too?
Someone else pointed out something that didn't like click in my head because I guess I wasn't thinking so deeply about it.
Like, what are you gonna say? LeBron shoots the basketball just like Michael Jordan? Well, no shit. Well, if something was good, why not copy it?
But the one thing that someone pointed out that didn't click in my head, I loved the Eddie chants when the Eddie chants came.
Yeah.
But someone's like,
Eddie's not theirs. They need to stop that.
Yeah. Well, they're
I'm
like
just joking. I'm just kidding.
They're like Santana and what's the other guy's name? Ortiz. Santana and Ortiz are Puerto Rican and not Mexican, and that's the people that also. But I'm like, it's Eddie's birthday.
They're American.
I know, but
they don't know the difference.
I know, and it was Eddie's birthday to also point out the fact. So it was a cool little moment for that to happen, and Jericho to do that. Yeah. The other cool moment of that promo was the "We the People" chant that he shut down, which is,
I mean, as someone who likes that chant, it's like, oh, leave it alone. And then also, that's like the one thing that Jake Hager has right now.
Yeah,
that's always been good, that everybody's always loved. So I mean, if they're gonna take that away from him, I'm just gonna chop it up to it being healing him.
And everyone's like, oh, look at him trying to call out WWE again. Like,
why not? It gets people to talk.
We're talking about it.
It gets people talking. I want him to keep calling out WWE. It's entertaining.
And we also got to take the big picture of this.
This is also a guy who spent his entire life dreaming about working for WWE. He doesn't hate them.
Not at all. But he's like...
He's there to help start up a new company, and he's invested in this new company.
And he's trying to reinvent Jake Hager. He doesn't want him to be the WWE Jack Swagger. That's his whole point.
People don't use their heads, man.
But the biggest picture of all this is that we got to remember that AEW...
Knowledge is power.
They're... The Reading Rainbow.
The more you know.
AEW's promos aren't scripted, so like obviously they're scripted. No, they're scripted to a point, but it's more like
maybe
them
someone like Jericho.
I think Jericho had the ability and the opportunity to go out on a whim and shut down that chant himself. That's not something you can
Tony
plan.
Khan's old school too, so like just go out there and sell tickets, piss people off.
And that's not something you can plan. I don't think that was planned. I don't think you can be like he did like. But the fact that he can creatively make a decision that I'm going to shut down this promo in the middle of this promo without having to go to the back and get in trouble about it.
Yeah.
It's a big deal, man.
Yeah, but he wouldn't care even if he's like one of those guys that's always say it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Yeah, but he's one person in the WWE. I'm just saying overall, if the company is running like that, that's pretty cool that they have that ability to do that.
Yeah.
That freedom that sometimes you don't have in the other company because it's become so corporate and it's Disney, you know? Anyways, that's enough about that. You brought something up that you want to talk about.
MJF.
I like the fact that they can keep teasing this relationship every week until it actually happens. What? Oh, MJF, like when he came in the smudge at the end and it looked like he was about to hit Cody.
And he helped Cody?
Yeah.
He helped. This is like, he came and helped the biggest babyface in probably all of wrestling right now.
I know.
Really?
But the fact that they could tease it for a couple of minutes, like he had to think about it. It looked like...
That doesn't matter. All that matters is the last thing you saw. The last thing I saw was
him get Code
the
Breaker?
Best heel in the business, the wrestling business, the sport of professional wrestling, helping probably the most loved good guy in professional wrestling right now.
And it's a weird...
I don't like that.
I like it. It's a weird dynamic.
And it is because, yeah, it's cool because it doesn't really happen. And they're like, yeah, I can be an asshole. You can be a good guy. It doesn't mean we can't be friends.
Yeah.
Like, you're a total babyface. I love everybody. And I'm like, screw everyone. We're buddies.
But there's always that moment where you think you're going to turn on me. And that's a great story.
But the thing is, if anybody, I don't even watch the Road 2s and all that. Yeah. I only hear MJF talk on interviews and stuff like that. He talks about Cody like his big brother, his mentor, this and that. So the coolest thing about that is there is no seeds right now of him ever turning on Cody. Ever. But if and when Cody wins that belt, that's when you're gonna see MJF like, okay, I know this guy's my buddy, but I'm all about making money and making it to the top, and that's gonna be a great story to watch that play out.
Because in an interview he did after the last week's show, he's like, oh, you know, someone asked him like, are you gonna wait till Cody's done? Because he's still young, he has the whole time, and he's like, that's a tough question. And it's like, oh, like he knows like he doesn't want it, but like something's gonna happen one of these days. Something has to. And they teased it so many times. Was it All Out where he was after Cody won, and he was like kind of behind him still with the chair, and everyone's like, Willie. And then now this week, like it's good that it's there. It doesn't need to happen next week. Doesn't need to happen next month. But it's there. The groundwork's there. So when it does happen, we're like, finally, like we were waiting for this. You know, the crazy thing.
I don't think anybody is waiting for it. I think people are enjoying their friendship.
Yeah, no, enjoy the ride. What I'm saying. I just mean like it's like when it happens, we know it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it might.
Unless it happens the other way, that'd be trippy.
It might.
Cody turns on MJF. That'd be some weird, trippy stuff. But anyways. I enjoyed the smudge. I know a lot of people might complain that 2 weeks in a row ended in a smudge, a big brawl. I enjoyed it.
It was good. Because that was the formation. That was the formation of the faction. Now it's what the faction can do.
That's the other thing I want to say. Factions. How great is it to have factions?
I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of the League of Nations. I don't know about you.
I mean, factions somewhere else in the WWE.
You like the core?
No. Okay. I mean, factions here, though. Like,
yeah, okay. Cool. You like having rose-colored glasses. This one's a cool faction.
It is.
Yeah,
it's cool. The factions in the company.
You didn't think I was gonna come around and agree with you there, did you?
No,
you're just like, oh,
no. I mean, you brought up
really.
No, you brought up the core and then the League of Nations. I'm like, okay,
yeah, just chill on being so excited about one thing that just happened last night, guys. Come on.
But I like it, man. And this is the difference. If people aren't compared to WCW, they don't do the smudge until the match is finished. You know what I mean? We had a clear-cut winner, then it went down. I don't mind that. It's different. Like WCW's biggest flaw was matches would never end because it just ended in a brawl on Nitro. If you're gonna do the comparison thing,
I'm not stupid.
I know, but that's my point. And I like that Darby Allin rolled down on a skateboard. I thought
that was
really
sweet.
Fun. Yeah,
that was sweet.
Innovative.
Guy's a good skateboarder. It's kind of like that Tony Hawk kid.
I think that's all I had about. And the women's tag match was good, but nothing really to.
We had time. How much time we got? Producer.
5 minutes. Okay, let's just run through NXT then.
NXT.
Highlights: Leo Rush is the new cruiserweight champion. Beat Drew Gulak. Gulak's honestly, I think, one of my favorite champions since Neville. Mm-hmm. The only champion I actually kind of was like I cared about. And I was like, hell yeah, you know. I can't even tell you the other ones that came before him, kind of, to be honest. But Leo, he's the new champ, and
that's great. Good moment for him.
Great
been a long year.
Back in the top.
Been a long year.
He's not just a hype man no more. He's the champ.
The Velveteen Dream stuff was funny.
I didn't really get to watch a match yet. Like I said, I watched some NXT stuff, and that's what I watched. I watched the Velveteen Dream, Ciampa Undisputed Era promo. That stuff was funny. The whole move, removing the belt and saying you don't match up to me and all of that. I thought that was really.
And you can get away with it with Roddy because Roddy's a shit kicker.
Yeah.
You can get away with that.
And you can get away with the Velveteen because he's a little risky.
No, but I'm saying doing that kind of thing to Roddy, you can get away with because Roddy's a shit kicker and he'll break your back in half.
Oh, 100%. And then if he's angry about it,
you're
trying to piss off Roddy. And on the note of Roddy, I did watch Roddy versus Isaiah Scott.
Yeah.
Shane Strickland.
Swerve Scott.
Yeah, Mr. Shane Strickland as I know him. But great match. They gave Isaiah Scott they gave Swerve. I'm just gonna call him Swerve because it's just easier. They gave him a lot of offense. They didn't make Roddy still looked strong at the end, but so did Swerve. You know what I mean? It was one of those type of situations. If that was like a big match for Swerve, they did it right, you know. And Roddy still got the win like he deserved when he should have. The Ciampa coming out there and saying "Daddy's home," give me chills. Goldie, Daddy's home.
And hungry.
Other than that, talking about hungry, you know who's hungry? Rhea Ripley. She
Oh.
destroyed Aaliyah.
Yeah.
And called out Shayna again.
Yeah.
But honestly, that's all I actually watched.
I didn't watch the whole thing because it only shows here on Friday, and I was busy.
It's on the network now if we want to go home and watch it, but it's Thursday night here, guys.
Are they finally showing the full 2 hours on the network? Because they've only been showing the 1 hour.
Or I think they show the full 2.
I don't know. I haven't watched.
But that's actually all I streamed and watched. I didn't watch anything else.
I just wanted to ask quickly. I know we're running out of time, and I kind of didn't really get into the NXT review. I'll get more into it next week because I'm an NXT fan.
Then let's just end NXT with one last thing. I also heard that Walton Kushida was really good, but I didn't watch it again.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and watch that for sure.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you just one quick question about the draft.
Sure.
Who would your first overall pick be?
Draft, okay?
Just quickly.
I would do AJ Styles.
Oh, okay. I'd go Kevin Owens. And
That's solid.
AJ Styles would be 2 or 3.
Okay, who would be second? Just roll with it.
Let's
go off the top of your head.
Wait. In terms of actually building a roster, or who you just like?
Who you like? It's your own personal draft. Let's do 10-10 right now. I said AJ. You said
10,
Owens.
10's a lot, man. If I was doing
10, if
I was just doing, if I was trying to build like a card, I'd probably go Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, but I'd probably go Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles,
You're telling your
Finn
whole 10?
Balor, Andrade, McIntyre. I don't know who else. Luke Harper.
I would go AJ, Aleister, personally Sasha.
Good pick. I'm not picking any women because there's only 4 that are worth picking.
Well, I'm gonna throw Sasha in there.
You can't have a whole roster. You can't have a women's roster with only 2 picks of women. They can't just keep fighting each other.
No, if we're gonna do a full draft one day, it would be like a whole different situation. But I'd obviously do Styles. I do Aleister. I do Sasha. I do Ricochet.
I'd pick Shinsuke.
I'd pick
Sami Zayn.
I'd pick The Miz. Are we allowed to pick the same people? Because I'm trying to pick people you can pick.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I'd definitely pick Andrade.
Yeah.
I'd definitely pick Owens.
I would pick Hale first overall, though, no matter what.
I think AJ for me just because he's consistent. You can put him in any position on the card and he'd still be consistent.
Yeah.
I think Aleister, because I would want to do a lot of things with Aleister to make him a bigger star. Put him out there. I think he could be a top
That's
guy.
how I feel about Andrade. I feel the same way about Aleister, but I've just always been a big Andrade guy.
Roman's a name.
I like
Seth
the
is a name. I'd want those guys because they're names.
I would like Roman, and then I would do what everybody wants to do. I'd make him my top heel.
And honestly, we talked very highly of him in the last.
I would make Roman my top heel and put the strap on him.
100%. But we talked very highly about this one guy the past all year, and I think Daniel Bryan would be a great spot in any show. He's another guy like an AJ who's just consistent. I wanted to, for anyone that's listening to this, I did want to go 10-10 back and forth with Devin.
We just got so excited talking about other stuff.
Yeah, I think we're running out of time.
The one time you didn't say there's a lot to talk about. We had a lot to talk about.
I know, but a 10-10 draft would have been a blast. But I think we can agree about who we're talking about. If you were going to pick one woman,
let's do it this week. Let's look at what their picks are or whatever they've announced next week.
Yeah.
And we could dissect it a little bit, talk about what we would have done differently.
Because there are guys, Aleister I'd love to have on there. Andrade I would have picked. Sasha,
and we'll look at what order they got picked into, and let's say whether we or not we would have picked them in that order.
And I'll try to be honest, there's certain teams, there's people I wouldn't care about. Like I wouldn't care about the Viking Warriors to draft them. I know they're really good. Raiders experience. Revival would be a team I'd want to draft. Mm-hmm. You could have Baron Corbin. I would have let you have that. Yeah. I like the Miz as an overall talent. We're
just gonna end up getting too deep in this. We'll go into it next week.
I really want to do a 10-on-10 draft.
We'll go next week. We'll dissect it a little bit. Talk about what we would have done different.
Fair
Get in the go home queue.
We did have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, it was good.
Other than that,
I was way more into it than last week.
I think we're done for today.
I think we were both pretty dead last week.
I'm alive. I'm alive, man.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't get up and take a piss this time.
And the stars, you didn't.
Yeah.
They're all
a bunch of people actually messaged me like, "Did you really have to piss?" Like, yeah. And this guy couldn't even talk for 30 seconds without me.
Because I wasn't
started talking about me.
I wasn't prepared, man.
Oh, okay.
I know you can't prepare for moments like that.
I thought you'd be able to at least talk for 45 seconds.
I did talk the whole time.
You mentioned me a couple times. I could hear you. The walls are thin.
Yeah, because I was trying to make it a little bit funny that you fucking walked off and took a piss. Because that's was entertaining to me.
It happens, man.
I thought that was a funny part of the show. That's why I made it the intro.
That's why you don't wear your whites.
That's why I made it an intro to the clips that I posted on my page. I'm like, that was a funny moment.
Maybe I'll check it out. I haven't checked it out yet.
I think you mentioned that a lot of people watch the clips on my page, and that's how they know.
I get a lot of that feedback. That
I spend like a good hour.
Because they'd be like, oh, hey, how's the podcast going? What the hell are you talking about?
I literally either get the full hour from Sonu, or I download it off YouTube and then edit it down to 10 minutes, and it takes me like a good hour just to do that.
Because they'll say, oh, like, I saw the clips on Justin's page.
I want people to watch the clips and either go listen and actually go on YouTube and watch it. And to speak about YouTube, I'm not going to 100% confirm this, but either this week or starting next week, we're going to be moving the videos to my channel, The Wrestling Classic. They're still produced at The Vibe. I want you guys all to still follow and subscribe to The Vibe. Probably
Why would you make a big time announcement like that without just checking it out first with our producer, man?
No, we checked it out, but we said we're going to do this today. We checked out when we're filling up the fridge.
I think he's kicking you out of the studio, bro.
He's not kicking me out of the studio, man. Yeah. I want us to do bonus stuff for The Vibe, though, and, you guys know that we're
I keep telling you, man. Ask the people if they want it. Let's talk about some old shit, an old show, even something that's like 2000s. Let's get into it.
We should, right? It just depends. Timing is everything, right?
Ask if the people,
producer boy.
Ask if the people want it. We could do. You have a microphone.
That's true. We can do audio.
Do like a half an hour of just talking about some old shit. Let's people throw something on. Like, talk about this Raw or this pay per view, and we'll just be like, we'll just make fun of it.
Oh no, 100%.
And if it's good, we'll say it's good.
We might also have a guest next week as AJ Francis. He's a ex NFL player and a bunch of other stuff. He wanted to hop on, but I thought this week not that we had a lot to talk about, but this week there was a lot to cover. And I was like, maybe next week, because
nice.
So we might have that happen. But yeah, man, I hope you guys all enjoyed the show. And I hope you guys are enjoying everything that's going on Raw. Hopefully it picks up. SmackDown Fox, we'll see how it is tomorrow. Hopefully they can keep the momentum they built last week and keep going.
I'll definitely be watching live.
AEW week 2 was solid. NXT week 2 still good. Really solid. I just need to watch it fully from start to finish.
Let's just thank God there's no pay-per-views this weekend. We get a break.
Hell in the Cell, it was a bummer. Raw was a bummer. But I think after the draft, we're gonna get back to where we need to be of like consistent, good quality product.
Who cares? It's not our job to shill for them.
I'm not shilling, but I just want it to be because I watch it. I spend the time to watch it so we can do this show. Yeah. And if I'm going to spend the time to watch something, I want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Anyways, love you all. See you all next week. TWC Show, episode 12. We're done.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Because the best things in life are free. Ooh, yeah. Dig it.